Input-output analysis. This analysis is used for interdependent companies. Okay, for economic analysis for interdependent companies, this input-output analysis is very useful. What are interdependent companies? I take two companies, C1 and C2. This C1, the company C1 produces few things, products. These two are manufacturing companies. Okay, this company C1 is producing a product for themselves and as well as for C2. Similarly, C2 is also producing the product for themselves as well as for C1. Okay, so these two companies, these two manufacturing companies are known as interdependent companies. Okay, this company 1, C1 is manufacturing oil seal. For example, C1 is manufacturing oil seal. Okay, for C1 for themselves as well as for C2. This company C2 is manufacturing engine oil. For example, I am telling. Okay, so this C2 also manufacturing this product, the same engine oil for themselves as well as for C2. Okay, so these two companies C1 and C2 are interdependent companies. So to analyze their input, their demand and their output and their expenditure, this analysis, input-output analysis is very useful. Okay, so in the form of matrices, they used to arrange it. Okay, first, now it is an initial stage and we are learning for only two companies, not for multiple companies, only for two companies. Okay, so this value is A11 and this is A12 and this is A21 and it is A22. We can take it in an array. And next, their demand, right? Their demand. Demand means the products they need to manufacture in a particular period of time. Their demand and their output, everything will be included. The demand, I use D1 and D2 for the demands and X1 and X2 for the output. Okay, so now we are going to see or learn another important condition to make this input-output analysis simply. To calculate this, first we have to determine or find the technology matrix. What is this technology matrix? It is B. I denote this as B. Okay, this technology matrix B is equal to B11, B12, B21 and B22. Okay, what does this B1, B12, B22, 21 and B22, how can we find out this? How can we evaluate the elements of this technology matrix? Where B11 is equal to A11 by X1. B12 is equal to A12 by X2. Similarly, B21 is equal to A21 divided by X1. B22 is equal to A22 divided by X2. Okay. And then we have to, after evaluating B, we should calculate I minus B. I minus B. What is I minus B? What is I first? What is I? I is the identity matrix. For this 2 cross 2 matrix, I is equal to 1, 0, 0, 1. You know that, right? So, we have to calculate I minus B and its inverse and then D. D is the demand, okay, into D. This is the gross output. The Hawkins-Simon conditions are ensuring the viability of the system. What is the viability? It means whether the condition, whether the system is workable or not. Okay, these conditions ensure that the system is workable or not. Okay, what is the system? These conditions will be analyzing the input and output of two interdependent companies and tell whether the conditions are viable or not, whether it will work or not according to the input and output and demand. Okay, so in this, the first condition is I minus B. In the matrix I minus B, the main diagonal elements, the principal diagonal, the main diagonal elements of I minus B must be positive. Positive. Second condition, determinant I minus B. This is the main diagonal elements of I minus B, and it is the determinant value of I minus B should be greater than 0. It is also should be positive. The determinant value also must be positive. The first problem in exercise 1.4, the technology matrix of an economic system of two industries is 0.50, 0.30, 0.41 and 0.33. Test whether the system is viable as per Hawkins-Simon conditions. We have to check whether the system is viable as per Hawkins-Simon's conditions. The technology matrix is given. So, we don't need to find the technology matrix. If they didn't give the technology matrix and only the data, we need to find technology matrix. But here they have given the technology matrix. So, what are the Hawkins-Simon's conditions are? The first condition is I minus B. In the determinant the matrix I minus B, the main diagonal elements are positive. Main diagonal elements should be positive. The second condition is determinant I minus B should greater than 0. It also must be positive. These are the two conditions, Hawkins-Simon conditions. We need to verify these two conditions. If it satisfies the two conditions, then the system is viable. If it's not satisfied, then the system is not viable. First problem, the technology matrix is 0.50, 0.30, 0.41 and 0.33. This is the technology matrix. Okay, we used to denote technology matrix as B. Now, you have to find I minus B. What is I? 1, 0, 0, 1. It is the 2 cross 2 identity matrix. Minus 0.50, 0.30, 0.41 and 0.33. Shall we subtract 1 minus 0.50? It is 0.50. 0 minus 0.30. So, it is minus 0.30. Here 0 minus 0.41. So, minus 0.41. Here 1 minus 0.33. So, 1 minus 0.33. So, 9, 10. Here it is 7, 6. 0.67. This is the matrix I minus B. This is matrix I minus B. So, first condition we have to check. We found the I minus B. Okay. First condition should be checked now. What's the first condition? I minus B the main diagonal elements should be positive. Okay, we have to check what are the main diagonal elements, ma? These are the main diagonal elements. Okay, are they positive? Yes. So, the first condition, the main diagonal elements are positive. Okay. What is the second condition now? We have to find the determinant of I minus b. This is the matrix, so now we have to find the determinant. So, determinant of I minus b means we have to multiply this 2 minus this 2. So, 0.50 into 0.67 minus 0.30 into minus 0.41. Okay, so now we have to multiply these two numbers and then should subtract this. Okay, so 0.50 into 0.67, that is equal to 0.335 minus, here minus into minus, it will be plus 0.30 into 0.41 and it is 0.123. So, while subtracting these two numbers, we get 2, 1, 2, 0 and 0.212 and it is greater than 0. Okay, and it is positive. So, the second point, determinant I minus b is positive. So, the system is viable under Hawkins-Simon condition. So, we have to conclude the system is viable in Hawkins or as per Hawkins-Simon's conditions. Okay, if the 2 points on the Hawkins-Simon's conditions should be satisfied. Okay, so the first, the main diagonal elements also should be positive and the determinant value of I minus b also should be positive. Okay, if one of these conditions are not satisfied, then the system is not viable. We conclude that the system is not viable. Either one or two conditions are not satisfied, then we can tell that the system is not viable. It will not work properly. Okay. Suppose the inter-industry flow of the product of two sectors X and Y are given under production sector, consumption sector. Okay. So, for X and Y, it's domestic demand and gross output. So, for X, it is 15 and for Y, it is 10. So, for the first row, I write A11 as 15 and A12 as 10, A21 as 20 and A22 as 30. Similarly, the domestic demands, they are D. This is the matrix D. Okay. So, D1 is 10 and D2 is 15. D1 is equal to 10 and D2 is equal to 15. And this gross output is 35 and 65. So, X1 is 35 and X2 is 65. Find the gross output when the domestic demand changes to 12 for X and 18 for Y. Okay. So, let's solve this. First, we have to find the technology matrix. What is the technology matrix? It is B. B is the capital B is the technology matrix. What are the elements of the matrix B? B11, B12 are the elements of the matrix B. So B11, B12, B21 and B22. These are all the values we need to calculate now. What is the formula for B11? It is A11 by X1. And B12 is A12 by X2. B21 A21 by X1. B22 A22 by X2. It's according to the column the value. Okay, 1. If 1 comes here, then 1. You will have 1 here. If 2 comes here, it should be A12 and X2. You can remember like that. So what is A11? A11 is 15. 15 divided by 35. X1. B11, A11 by X1. So it is 15 divided by 35. B12, A12 by X2. X2 is 65. Similarly, A21, 20 divided by 35. B22, what is A22? 30 divided by 65. Shall we simplify it? According to the phi table, 3 5s are 15 and 7 5s are 35. Here, 2 5s are 10 and 1 5 is 5, 3 5s are 15, 13 5s are. So here, 4 5s are 20, 7 5s are 35. Here, 6 5s are 30, 1 5 is 5 and 30. 6 by 30. Okay. So now we have to calculate the technology. We have to frame the technology matrix B. B is equal to B11, that is 3 by 7. B12, 2 by 13. B21, it is 4 by 7. B22, 6 by 13. Now we have to calculate I minus B. After finding the technology matrix, okay, this is the technology matrix. We have to find I minus B. What is I? 1, 0, 0, 1. Minus 3 by 7, 2 by 13, 4 by 7, 6 by 13. Shall we subtract now? 1 minus 3 by 7. What do you get? You get 4 by 7. Similarly, 1 minus 2 by 13. What do you get? 11 by 13. 0, sorry girls. 0 minus 2 by 13. So, it is minus 2 by 13. Okay. Here only it is 1 minus 3 by 7. So, 4 by 7. But here 0 minus 2 by 13. So, it is minus 2 by 13. Here 0 minus 4 by 7. So, it is minus 4 by 7. 1 minus 6 by 13. So, 13 minus 6, what? It is 7 by 13. Okay. So, it is our I minus B. Here, we have to check the Hawkins-Simons condition. The main diagonal elements are positive or not? Here, the main diagonal elements are positive. Positive. Now we have to find I minus B. The value, the determinant I minus B. So determinant I minus B is equal to the value 4 by 7 into 7 by 13 minus 4 by 7 into minus 2 by 13. 4 by 7 into 7 by 13 minus 4 by 7 into 13. So 7 we can cancel. It is 4 by 13. Here minus and minus will become plus, and it is 8 divided by 13 sevens are 91. We can take 8 divided by 13 sevens are 91. 91 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 divided by 13 sev 91 as LCM. So 91, here we have to multiply it with 7 and numerator also 7, 7 4s are 28 minus 8. So it is 20 divided by 91 and it is greater than 0. So determinant I minus b is also positive. So the Hawkins-Simons conditions, the two conditions are satisfied here. So the system is viable. What we need to calculate now? We should find the gross output. Okay, so I minus b inverse. I minus b inverse. Okay, so to calculate I minus b inverse, we need to find adjoint of I minus b, the adjoint matrix of I minus b. Okay, so what is the adjoint matrix of I minus b? The matrix I minus b is here. Okay, this is the important one. This is the matrix I minus b and we need to find the adjoint of I minus b. Okay, so what is the adjoint of the cofactor of 4 by 7? Cofactor of 4 by 7 is 7 by 13. We'll write it directly as we did so many problems. We solved so many problems in this. Okay, so the cofactor of 4 by 7 is 7 by 13. And the cofactor of minus 2 by 13 is minus. So minus of minus 4 by 7. So minus and minus will become plus. It is 4 by 7. And the cofactor of 4 by 7 is minus of minus 2 by 13. So it is 2 by 13. Okay. Now, what about this? The cofactor of 7 by 13 is 4 by 7. This is the cofactor matrix. Adjoint is its inverse, right? Inverse of the cofactor matrix is the adjoint. So its inverse, so we'll write it as 7 by 13, 4 by 7, 2 by 13, again 4 by 7. This is the adjoint. Now we'll write the inverse matrix. So I minus b inverse is equal to 1 divided by determinant I minus b into adjoint of I minus b. Yeah. So what is the determinant value of I minus b? That is this one, 20 divided by 91, right? This is the determinant value. So 1 divided by 20 by 91 into 7 by 13, 2 by 13, 4 by 7 and 4 by 7. Okay, so 1 divided by 20 by 91. Its reciprocal 91 by 20 into 7 by 13, 2 by 13, 4 by 7, 4 by 7. Okay. Shall we multiply it inside? The value so we can multiply the 91 by 20 with all the 4 elements. Okay, so 91 by 20 into 7 by 13. Similarly, 91 by 20 into 2 by 13. Here 91 by 20 into 4 by 7. 91 by 20 into again 4 by 7. Okay. So 13, 113 is 13, 7 13s, 7 times. Here it is 13 times, here also it is 13 times. Okay, so 7 7s are 49, 49 by 20. Now you can see it. Okay, now you can see it very clearly. So while multiplying it, 49 by 20, 14 by 20. Here 13 into 4, 13 4s are 52, 52 by 20. Here also 52 by 20. Okay, this is I minus B inverse, I minus B inverse. Okay, the inverse matrix. So, but to calculate X, we need to find, according to the formula, I minus B the whole inverse into D. The problem is given that find the gross output when the domestic demand changes to 12 for X and 18 for Y. Okay, so when the demand changes to 12 for X and 18 for Y, we have to find the gross output. So this is the D. This is our demand matrix D. Okay, so 12 and 18 are the, so I minus B the whole inverse. This is the I minus B the whole inverse. We have to multiply D with this matrix. Okay, in the denominator 20 is common in all the elements, so I take it outside. 1 by 20 into 49, 14. To make the calculation more simple, okay, I am doing this 52 into 52. What is the D now? What is the D here? It is 12 and 18. Okay, so for X it is 12 and for Y it is 18. 12 and 18. Okay, so now we can multiply it. So it's equal to 1 by 20 into 49 into 12 plus 14 into 18. Matrix ordinary multiplication. This and this plus this and this. Similarly, this and that and this and this. 52 into 12 plus 52 into 18. Okay. So 1 by 20 into, to multiply this. Okay. Girls, you can use calculator, but not scientific calculator. An ordinary calculator you can use for multiplications in business exam, business maths exams. Okay, so while multiplying this to 49 into 12, you get 588 plus 252. Similarly, 624 plus 936. That is equal to 1 by 20 into 840,560. Okay, you can multiply it with both the terms. 1 by 20 into, it is equal to 1 by 20 into 840. Similarly, 1 by 20 into 1560. While multiplying this, simplifying this, 0 0 cancel, 2 by 84. What it is? 42. Similarly, 0 0 here. While dividing this by 2, 156 by 2, you get 78. Okay. So the answer is 42 and 78. The gross output is 42 and 78. This is the answer. So first we have to find I minus B, the technology matrix. We have to find B, the technology matrix, and then you have to find I minus B and check the Hawkins-Simons conditions. And then you have to find I minus B inverse. For that, first find the cofactor matrix and adjoint of I minus B Okay, then you can get I minus b the whole inverse, its formula. After finding I minus b the whole I minus b inverse, not the whole inverse, it is the inverse matrix I minus b inverse, you have to find x. How? I minus b inverse into d. You have to multiply it with the demand, the given demand. Okay, so 1 by 20 into the I minus b inverse into the d. So now you find the demand, the gross output 42 and 78. This is the answer. Okay. Two commodities A and B are purchased such that 0.4 ton of A and 0.7 ton of B are required to produce a ton of A. To produce a ton of A, 0.4 ton of A and 0.7 ton of B are required. Similarly, 0.4 ton of A and 0.7 tons of B are needed to produce a ton of B. Write down the technology matrix if 6.8 tons of A and 10.2 tons of B are required. Find the gross production of both of them. Okay. They didn't give the demand and output separately. It's just a requirement. Okay, yeah. So they have given the quantities, the amount to produce A and B. They have given the technology matrix directly. We have to write it down. Okay, so 0.4 ton of A and 0.7 ton of A to produce. So it is given that 0.4 tons of A and 0.7 tons of B are required to produce a ton of A. Okay, so to produce a ton of A, I need 0.4 tons of A and 0.47 tons of B. Similarly, 0.1 ton of A and 0.7 tons of B are needed to produce a ton of B. Write down the technology matrix. You have to very clear while writing the technology matrix. Okay, now with this given data you can write the technology matrix directly because they didn't give the output, the gross output, the domestic demand, okay, anything they didn't give. Just they have given the data and this is the technology matrix. So the requirements are also they have given 6.8 tons of A and 10.2 tons of B. So we use this value as D, the matrix. Okay. So B is equal to 0.4, 0.1, 0.7, 0.7. This is our B. First what we have to do, we have to calculate I minus B. So I minus B 1001 minus 0.4, 0.1, 0.7, 0.7. It's equal to 1 minus 0.4, it is 0.6. 0 minus 0.1, it is minus 0.1. Here 0 minus 0.7, it is minus 0.7. 1 minus 0.7, it is 0.3. Here the main diagonal elements are positive. So the first condition of Hawkins-Simons is proved. Okay. Now we have to find determinant I minus B. That is equal to 0.6 into 0.3 minus 0.1 into minus 0.7. So while multiplying this 2, you get 6 3s are 18, right? Minus of minus, it is plus 1 into 0, 1 into 7, 7, but 2 decimal places are there. So 0.07, it is equal to 0.11 and it is also greater than 0. So the two conditions you have to write. The main diagonal elements are positive. Determinant I minus b is also positive. So the system is viable under Hawkins-Simons conditions. Okay, so now we have to find I minus b inverse. For that, adjoint of I minus b. We need to find it. Okay, so adjoint of I minus b is equal to the cofactor matrix. The cofactor matrix of I minus b, this one. So what is the cofactor? That, see, yeah, the inverse of the cofactor matrix, right? First we have to write the cofactor matrix. What is the cofactor of 0.6? It is 0.3. What about this? Minus of minus. So it is plus 0.7. Similarly for this, it is minus of minus 0.1. So it is 0.1. For 0.3, it is 0.6. Okay. The inverse. Adjoint matrix is the inverse of the cofactor matrix. That is equal to 0.3, 0.7, 0.1 and 0.6. This is the adjoint matrix. Now we have to find the inverse matrix. So I minus b inverse is equal to 1 divided by determinant I minus b into adjoint of I minus b. Equal to 1 divided by I minus b is determinant I minus b is 0.11. Adjoint I minus b is 0.3, 0.1, 0.7 and 0.6. Okay. So now we have to calculate x. That is I minus b the whole inverse into d. I minus b the whole inverse is this one. What is d? The requirements 6.8 and 10.2. So 1 divided by 0.11, 0.3, 0.1, 0.7, 0.6 into d is 6.8 and 10.2. Okay. So shall we product the two matrices? While multiplying the two matrices, you get first, okay, 1 divided by 0.11 into 0.3 into 6.8, 0.1 into 10.2 plus, okay. Similarly, 0.7 into 6.8 plus 0.6 into 10.2. Okay, so while adding you get 3.06 and 10.88. Now you can multiply 1 divided by 0.11 inside. Girls, we can use the calculator, but an ordinary calculator only. So 3.06 divided by 0.11, 10.88 divided by 0.11. While dividing that, we get 27.8 to 98.91. So the answer is gross production of X is equal to 27.82 and gross production of Y is equal to 98.91. Okay.